The silent era had a volume problem. Imagine you've just become the most famous person on the planet. People worship you. They photograph your every sandwich. And they've never even heard you speak. Would you remain a humble, grounded human being? Of course not. You'd be a nightmare. And in the 1920s, Hollywood didn't just invite the nightmares in. It handed them a 40-room mansion and a cocaine budget. This was the silent era, which is ironic because the egos were loud enough to be heard from space. In the early 1900s, movies were a novelty for people who found looking at a wall too high octane. But by the 20s, the industry moved to Los Angeles to chase sunshine, cheap land, and a lack of labour laws. What they accidentally built wasn't just entertainment, it was a secular religion. Because the movies were silent, audiences could project whatever personality they wanted onto these stars. If a star looked like a saint, the public assumed they spent their weekends rescuing orphans, rather than, say, throwing a gin-soaked gala that ended in a police raid. The studios realised something absolutely terrifying. People didn't buy tickets for the stories, they bought them for the faces. And once the actors realised they were the sun in this particular solar system, the gravity of their pettiness started pulling everything else into orbit. Enter the Divas. First up, Mary Pickford. To the public, she was America's sweetheart, all curls and innocence. She built an entire career out of frilly dresses and cute curtsies. But underneath all that glorious hair and behind that coy smile was a mind as sharp as a tack. In reality, Mary Pickford was a cold-blooded business shark in a lace collar. When studios wouldn't give her enough power, she didn't just complain. She co-founded United Artists alongside Charlie Chaplin, Douglas Fairbanks, and D.W. Griffith. Translation? If you won't treat me like royalty, I will build my own kingdom. Iconic. Then there's Gloria Swanson. Fashion, glamour, extravagance. She did not enter rooms quietly. Swanson understood spectacle. She knew close-ups were power, and she knew exactly how to position herself so no one, and I mean no one, stole her light. Contracts in this era sometimes specified camera angles, lighting preferences, even billing order, because font size mattered, as well as how many times you can have your name printed on a billboard. Gotta love her. Truly epic. If your name was second, that was basically public humiliation. And no one, and I mean no one, humiliated Gloria Swanson. Diva on steroids. And then we have Clara Bow, the original It Girl. Clara Bow was magnetic. She embodied the modern woman, flapper energy, independence, charisma. The public adored her. The studio executives panicked. Because Bow was bigger than the system. And you know what happens when a woman becomes too powerful? The whispers begin. Tabloids ran the most salacious rumours. Her personal life was completely exaggerated. Stories were planted to frame her as unstable and immoral. It was character assassination disguised as journalism. Hollywood built her into an icon, then quietly sharpened the knives. Because for every diva demanding the spotlight, there was a studio head deciding where that spotlight pointed. While the stars were fighting over who was most important, the studio heads, men like Louis B. Mayer and Jack Warner, were busy playing God. They signed actors to 7-year contracts, 7 whole years, that were essentially polite forms of indentured servitude. They controlled your image, your roles, and even who you went to dinner with on a Tuesday night. If you gained too much weight or had too much attitude, they didn't fire you, they just erased you. Suddenly, the good scripts went to your rival, and you were stuck playing tree number 3 in a low-budget western. Men acting petty. Oh, say it isn't so. But the real monsters? The truly maniacal women you did not want to cross. Ever? The gossip columnists. Louella Parsons and Hedda Hopper. They were what Anna Wintour is to the fashion industry today. Massively influential and highly regarded. These two didn't just report news, they weaponized it. They were the original social media trolls, but with actual power. If you were on their bad side, your career could be frozen faster than a Victorian orphan in winter. Stay on their good side and, well, bad things didn't happen to your career. If they liked you, they could conveniently release a counter-scandal to bury your latest indiscretion. And you'd be sitting pretty again in no time. So much power. Must have been exhilarating. By the end of the 20s, Hollywood was a global powerhouse built on sequins, studio lights, and a staggering amount of spite. It was a battlefield where everyone was fighting for top billing, and no one was actually happy. The silent era might not have had sound, but it had enough ego to fill a stadium. Hollywood wasn't corrupted by fame, it was born that way. And honestly, as long as there's a camera and someone willing to do anything to be in front of it, the pettiness will never die. If you enjoyed this little stroll through historical chaos, go ahead and hit subscribe. Because trust me, people have always been like this. And we have so much more to uncover.